Do
All
you know
right.
go ahead.
Hey, so we've got Real Estate going today, and I have got a great guest today. This is Jeff Hamilton of the overall Hamilton Group up in the Tahoe area. So thank you, Jeff, for joining us.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Would you like to add anything more as far as an introduction to yourself and your team?
Sure. So Breck and I are joined forces a couple of years ago. We're with Sierra Sotheby's International Realty, and we've been doing it, each of us for about 20 years. And we've sold about $300 million worth of real estate in the last 3 years. And we are the leading team in Tahoe.
That's impressive. And look I've got a nice visual here of the brand.
That's right. Thank you.
Which is actually how you and I got connected. Was you guys, this was so cool. You sent me this water bottle. I think because of being in the top 100 of
that's right. We like to recognize the top agents in the Bay Area for a couple of reasons. Number one, you deserve it. Number two, our business model really is dependent on Bay Area agents, and we realize that the point of trust with Tahoe clients is with their Bay Area agent, not their Tahoe agent. So we want to make sure that when you think of Tahoe real estate, that you're thinking of maybe a lineage of trust to give us your clients and feel comfortable handing your clients off to us.
I appreciate that. And this water bottle has trekked around with me. I've thought about, like the traveling gnome, like I need to take pictures of where I am with, I've been in the North Star Lodge with this water bottle and things like that. So I've been meaning to send you pictures of that. Well, okay, so let's talk about your Tahoe market. So what has it been like in the last few years to start with, kind of that broader perspective?
Sure. The last couple of years have been a very comfortable, healthy market where buyers and sellers are transacting at a normal, reasonable pace. It's been a slight appreciation over the last couple of years.
Kind of what percentage would that look like?
Oh, maybe 5 to 10, or maybe 3 to 7, nothing over 10%, but just sort of a reasonable, appreciation. People are happy when they find a place. It's an emotional purchase, right? They're not looking sometimes for a slight investment, but really it's about a purchase for them to enjoy with their family. And I mean, I literally only sell second homes. So I've done this for 20 years. I've always sold 4 or 5 primary homes. It's second homes. So the market just goes along. We're fortunate enough to have, I guess I'll compare our market to maybe a Vail or Aspen or Park City, where they have 4 or 5 feeder markets, meaning LA, Chicago, New York, the Bay Area. We have one primary feeder market in Tahoe, and that's the Bay Area. I mean, maybe the I-80 corridor, including Reno, but for the most part, it's a Bay Area driven market.
Interesting that it's that localized as opposed to.
We rarely have anybody from Texas or Chicago or New York buying here.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So one thing I thought about as I was preparing for this, is it even fair to call it like the Tahoe market, right? Like, people call us the Bay Area market, but we're very different. So I assume yours is probably the same.
It is the same. And there's a couple different differentiators. Number one, there's North Lake Tahoe on the California side. Then there's the Nevada side, which is a whole different market. And then that third market would be South Shore. And I don't sell in South Shore, but Breck and I do sell on both sides of the border, meaning Nevada and California, on the North Shore of Tahoe. Yeah. So our Nevada buyers are buying for different reasons sometimes than the California buyers. They're maybe, tax refugees, if you will, and they're trying to get out of California. You definitely have Bay Area people that are saying, I'm done. Yeah. And they are moving to Nevada, whether it's Reno or Incline Village, right over the edge of the border, and they want to be in Tahoe. So we have those buyers, but your typical buyer still is the California person that's not leaving the peninsula, not leaving San Francisco. They just want a nice place up in Tahoe.
Okay. So that actually is a great transition into, okay, so what has the market been like in a post-COVID world? And I'm thinking, okay, now do you see people who are saying, okay, this is going to be my primary residence?
It's interesting. That's a good question. I mean, obviously, first off, I'll say, no one knew what was going to happen in that first month or so after, in that March, April, like what is going on with our market? And it was scary for a moment, and we didn't know, but we sort of had this theory that, wow, maybe when people don't want to fly, that they will want to not travel to Park City or Aspen. Maybe they'll want to focus in on our local markets, whether it's the mountains, if they were a mountain people, or maybe Carmel, or maybe wine country, but really keep their regional vacationing and their purchase is regional. So that Palo Alto person that maybe was thinking about buying in Park City maybe won't buy it now because they don't want to get in an airplane. So we had a theory on that, and then it happened, and it happened in such a big way that it was just hard to even stay afloat with the amount of buyers we had.
How crazy. So, um, it's funny. I was thinking about that moment where you had the realization that it was hot here, and it was like we all kind of were hunkered down and we didn't know what was coming, and appraisers weren't appraising, and we were trying to figure that all out. And then it just like shot off. What did you experience that made you say, okay, I know that this is crazy,
Right.
something new?
It happened early, like in April, where usually I say, oh, buyers wait. There'll be more inventory coming on in May and June. Just wait, don't buy. Then I had one physician from San Francisco. She said, I just need a place now. I need a place to get away. I need a place to get out of the city. And she said it with such urgency. And there was a little A-frame by Donner Lake. And I go, okay, let's look at it. And I spoke to the agent, and she had 20 offers in the first 5 days. And I go, what is going on? This is crazy. This should be maximum 2 offers. And my client won. And I go, if you want to get this, you have to overbid right now. And she did, and she won. And an under $700,000 transaction, just a modest transaction, but she was so happy and felt so relieved in a way to get out of the city when she wanted to.
Yeah.
She's not moving to Tahoe,
Yeah.
but she might spend more time up here than she normally would for a second home, and just have a different place to shelter in place.
Yeah.
So, but that was the moment where I go, okay. And from then on, it was guiding my sellers. You can test the market at any level you want.
Yeah.
But really educating my buyers to, if you want to compete, and this is something you've been used to for years, right?
Yeah.
The multiple bidding. It was new to us. We'd never
Yeah.
had a situation where you had more than one other offer on the table. It was just a very casual market. If you like the home, let's make an offer, try to get a 5% reduction in price.
Yeah.
That was not the way it was. Immediately, it was, if you wanted to win, you had to be 10 to 15% above. So we saw appreciation this summer of over 20 to 25% in all markets in Tahoe.
Wow.
At all price points.
Wow. I may have missed my opportunity. So here's a question. So how do you think this is going to play out? Like, will that just be a sustained new level for Tahoe, or?
Yeah, I think number one, Tahoe is very underpriced. By the lack of, maybe just by the pace of the market, it was a low velocity market, and it just seemed underpriced. Like, really, people are only paying $400 a foot. Where where you come from, things are rarely under $800 a foot, and oftentimes much higher than that. So we just felt that it was underpriced, or I always did, and this sort of proved it. And our buyers are coming from a place where they see $1,000 a foot commonly for simple homes, and they can easily say, well, geez, I can spend $500 a foot in Tahoe, or $600 a foot, or obviously the upper end developments like Martis Camp and Lahontan, things are over $1,000, even to $1,500 a foot now.
Okay, even at those high square footages.
Right, exactly right. But that's those are premium, beautiful homes. For example, Martis Camp, they were bouncing around $1,100 a foot valuation for about a couple of years. They were sort of keeping to $1,200 a foot, and now they're at $1,400 to $1,500 a foot, all across the board.
Wow, everyone's making money.
Yes, and again, Tahoe's fortunate, right? We are that regional market for probably the best economy in the world, arguably, right? This tech economy is special. We have a special place. We're not New York City, which is maybe suffering. We're not that true financial world, but we're the tech world. And we have so many able buyers coming from less than 3 hours to Tahoe.
Yeah. So where are you? So you I guess we kind of covered this. You see the buyers coming from kind of the I-80 corridor and generally the Bay Area.
Exactly. I mean, whether it's Marin, the city, the East Bay, or the Peninsula, or South Bay, we see our buyers coming from those regions. Of course, we do have some Sacramento buyers, some random Napa buyers, or Reno buyers, but really, it's really the Bay Area counties.
Okay. Absolutely. Probably really pretty close into the Bay. Okay. And why are people selling at this time? What is their next move?
Selling because that for whatever family reason they were selling. But then the second wave of sellers, when we worried about, oh my gosh, no one else will sell because they need to be up in Tahoe to shelter in place or whatever else, the second wave of buyers came when they said, maybe we should test this market. Maybe we should sell. We're not using our place as much. And maybe we should just see if we can get a premium for our homes now.
Okay.
So you had that second wave of sellers, and they sold, and they're still selling. I mean, we have no inventory right now, but we have inventory. It's just a different way of looking at it. It's not like a stagnant inventory of 15 or 20 homes, for example, in Tahoe Donner. It's a 20 homes hit the market on Friday, and by Tuesday they're gone. So
Yeah.
it's a high velocity, come on, be on it, but get 5 or 6 offers and sell it. Breck
Okay.
and I put 3 homes on the market on Friday, and one in North Star, one in Tahoe Donner, and one in Tavern Shores in Tahoe City. All 3 had multiple offers, and all were in contract by Tuesday.
And are you setting an offer date, or is it just like, kind of,
Okay.
you just let
We're
everything
worried
come in
about it.
3 days?
Yeah, we have been doing offer dates, but we were worried this time because we were testing the edge of how high are we pricing this. For example, the North Star home was a gambrel, which is like a modified A-frame,
Uh-huh.
and modified A-frames don't sell for over $1 million. They never
Yeah.
have. We
Yeah.
listed this one for 1.1, and we didn't want to set an offer date because we were afraid of maybe
Mhm.
slowing the process, and we were afraid, what if we get no offers? That's
Right.
a big price. So, but we did. We got multiple offers, and it sold for above list price. So
Wow.
setting a new level. But so no, I haven't been doing it. I will do it if I get a lot of action and I want to give people time. I'll modify the listing and say, let's give agents some time here.
Yeah. So not only are you kind of listing high, but then they're also getting multiple offers.
It's not like you always heard Bay Area stories where, oh, it's auction pricing where you're purposefully underpricing.
Yeah.
We're not purposefully underpricing the market. We just can't catch up with the market. So if we price it normal or a little bit high, it still might be too low.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're in that strange world where we don't, it's not a science, it's an art, and we're trying to
Yeah.
figure it out as we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of fun for you and fun for the sellers.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not very fun for the buyers. I mean, I have some
No.
buyers, as you probably do down there too, buyers just with war stories or scars, right? They've lost 3 times, they've lost
Yeah.
4 times. And I know that you've had that type of market for years, but we haven't ever.
Yeah.
So to have buyers that I won't find a place for them this year. I have 30 or 40 buyers right now. I just don't know if I'll find them a place in the next 6 months. Now,
Yeah.
I find 5 or 6 or 7 buyers a place, but it's that challenging. And if they don't, some buyers think that the market will go down, right? They're like, what do you think is going to happen in the spring? Will
Yeah.
all these people that are not used to the snow sell? Maybe I should buy then. And I just go, I don't think so. I mean, we might not have this crazy market in the spring or this
Yeah.
winter, but I think we're at a new plateau for pricing in Tahoe. And I
Okay.
think there's enough buyer demand to stay at this plateau, not to have it roller coaster down. I mean, it
Yeah.
might not appreciate another 20%. I hope not.
Right.
But I think we're going to a new plateau.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Um, do you, so maybe the answer to this is no. Do you see any opportunities for buyers? Is it further out? Is it kind of a,
Definitely further out helps. So maybe Sierra County, like Sierraville, Sierra City, Gray Eagle. There's more opportunity there. It still feels like depressed pricing, just a half hour north of Tahoe, Lake
okay.
Almanor, those type of places. There's opportunity, and then south of Tahoe, even in the mountain regions below Tahoe, maybe Dodge Ridge, Arnold, and those areas, not as crazy as our market here in Tahoe.
Yeah.
And it feels, you go a half hour north of Tahoe, it feels like Oregon or Oregon pricing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Okay. And so what, you're a 30 to 45-minute drive to Squaw and North Star?
Right, exactly. And it's beautiful up there, but it is removed, right? I mean, I live in downtown Truckee, and it is the epicenter of Tahoe now on the North Shore.
Yeah.
And you're 15 minutes from North Star, 15 minutes from Squaw or Sugar Bowl. But to be in Sierraville up there, people don't buy second homes up there yet. They're primary homes for people that want to be out of
Interesting.
Truckee.
Okay. Here's something I thought of is the condo market. So the condo market's been really hit in San Francisco. I would say on the peninsula, maybe some, but it's still moving fairly well. You guys, we don't think of you guys having a huge condo market, but there clearly is some. So how are those going?
The traditional condos are selling well.
Mhm.
The condo hotels are still struggling, and they have for years. But
Mhm.
for example, a condo hotel would be the resort at Squaw Creek, maybe the village at North Star, the
Mhm.
lodge at North Star, the village at Squaw. Those type of places where there's a front desk in a
Yep.
condo situation where it's a different lending situation. It's not a
Mhm.
conforming loan.
Mhm.
Those have always struggled because of that and high dues.
Mhm.
Um, add an elevator component to it, and it gets, people get a little
Mm,
COVID concerned about it, like in the city. But even those are selling, but not even close to the pace of the general market. And I'll even add more to that. The winter specific Tahoe market is finally picking up, but it was really the summer specific or year round market that was really on fire this summer. People
mhm.
wanted a place to come and spend time. They didn't want to be in a condo at Squaw or North Star. They wanted a home. They wanted space. They wanted tranquility. They wanted connection to nature and outside, because the only thing to do was to go on a hike or a mountain bike or be in an amenity driven community. And a condo, near a ski area didn't really cut it this summer. Again, we're
Yeah.
getting more interest now as we approach winter, but for the most part, it's been the laggard behind the general market.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Well, hey, I so appreciate you coming on. And anyone who's watching this video, please reach out to me or Jeff if you would like to get connected to the Tahoe market. And just so appreciate your time and your education about your market.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. Call me anytime.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jeff. And have a
Thank
good
you.
weekend
You
and a
too.
happy Thanksgiving.
You as well. To you and your family. Enjoy.
Yeah, be here before we know it. All right. Thanks, Jeff. Bye bye.
Bye.